The revolution's begun. The time to stand up has come. We are the rocking of the throne. We are the rocking of the throne.
My name is Victor Tiffany. I'm the co-founder of Revolt Against Plutocracy. And I want to answer, again, a question that was posed to me this week. When I went to a meeting of the local progressives, and they were discussing which candidate among the 7 Democrats running in the primary that they want to endorse this year. One of those candidates has signed the contract for American Renewal, and I wanted to introduce the concept of contract for American Renewal, or else we're not supporting the candidate and the Republican will be reelected. So I began by stating, by asking how many people here realize that Bernie or Bust started right here in Ithaca. And one of the questions that was immediately fired out was, how did that turn out? Well, that question has 2 answers. Everyone in the room at that time had busted their tails in support of Bernie Sanders. Phone banking, this is during the New York primary. Phone banking and doing all the things that the campaign did, and of course we in the Bernie or Bust effort went crazy. We ran ads, we had raised money, we ran ads here in New York newspapers, we did bulk emailing, and of course the Clinton campaign made sure that the massive voter suppression in Bernie's hometown there in the Bronx assured that Hillary Clinton would win this primary here in New York. In other words, they cheated. So on one level, no, Bernie didn't get the nomination. The leverage of Bernie or Bust didn't work. And it didn't work in Philadelphia. When we went down there, we were still fighting after Bernie had thrown in the hat. We said on a billboard, we said at a press conference, and we said at a rally many times before the delegates voted to lose the election by nominating Hillary Clinton. We told them on the billboard, nominate Sanders or lose in November. Right? We were as clear and unambivalent as we possibly could. It was a promise. It was a threat. We made it very clear that we would be supporting Hillary Clinton with Jill Stein with our PAC. So, how did it turn out? Well, the more dangerous of 2 very dangerous major party candidates was defeated. That's right. Hillary Clinton was more dangerous than Donald Trump. Trump wants to get along with Russia. Hillary Clinton wanted to, or at least planned on, going to war against Russia over Syria. That's the upshot of what General Dunford told a Senate committee in describing what a no-fly zone over Syria would lead to. War with nuclear-armed Russia. If Hillary Clinton had won, we may already have had a nuclear war by now. So don't tell me that things turned out so much worse because Hillary Clinton lost. They would have been bad either way. Possibly horrible if Hillary Clinton had won. And as bad as Trump's Supreme Court nominees have been and will continue to be, they are not as bad, all in all, as what the Trans-Pacific Partnership, if implemented, would mean. And we didn't trust Hillary Clinton's supposed opposition to the TPP. She didn't oppose it, and she certainly didn't oppose it for the right reasons when she did oppose it. But we didn't trust her. And we would probably have this corporate order known as the Trans-Pacific Partnership overthrown the U.S. Constitution through the process of fast track, which is also unconstitutional. So I don't want to hear that how that turned out was especially bad in some way. I mean, it was going to be bad either way. But we did help defeat the more dangerous of 2 dangerous candidates. Now, come back around to CFAR or else. The Democrats have to elect a candidate who signed the contract for American Renewal, or we're going to oppose that candidate. not by supporting Tom Reed. We don't support Republicans. We support progressives. But in New York State, we have the write-in option. We will form a spoiler candidate running as a write-in in order to help split the left, defeat the neoliberal Democrat, because if you can't sign a contract for American renewal, you might just be a neoliberal. One of the issues, one of the committee members brought up during the discussion about which candidate we're going to endorse was, the idea of having them fill out a questionnaire. And one of the committee members wisely said, I don't trust their answers. I don't trust that they'd be telling the truth. When I ran for Congress, I was actually told by advisors, tell them what they want to hear. But when they put their signature to a binding contract, a morally binding contract, even if it's not legally binding, as the contract itself claims it is, if a judge throws it out, it's still morally binding. And when a candidate signs a binding contract, that is a commitment to us, the voters. That's how we make the distinction between who's truly progressive and who might be a neoliberal. CFAR, or else Tom Reed will be reelected. We don't go to get behind Democrats just because they have a D after their name. Any blue will not do. So that's basically CFAR or else for 2018. Get behind the CFAR candidate or lose in November.
Revolt Against Plutocracy won't just be covering the news about the necessary revolution in the United States. Sometimes we'll be making the news. If you want to stay on top of the revolutionary actions and strategies of grassroots, genuine progressives, and our allies, please subscribe to our YouTube channel today.